Can someone explain to me how Ford is quietly but efficiently taking over the V8 muscle car segment in America? Ford from the dealership at this point is now offering a Whipple Supercharger Kit that will take your GT or your Dark Horse from 490, 500 horsepower to 810 horsepower with a 3-liter Whipple Supercharger on top of that engine. And guess how much they're selling this entire package for? $49,995. When you go to the dealership to buy your 2024 Ford Mustang, you now have the option to drop a 3-liter supercharger on top of it. All of that for under $50,000. Ford is taking over. Dodge and Chevy, as far as I'm concerned, are dead. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in the house. Hold on. You know how that goes. House vlog. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, I'm going to hit you guys with a little bit of a knowledge that you have been putting me on to. Boom. So what we're looking at here is Lebanon Ford Performance, which is a dealership in Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio. My favorite team back in the day was the Cincinnati Reds. That was back when Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Larkin and all them played for him. But Cincinnati, Ohio, Lebanon Ford Performance, 2024 LFP Supercharged Mustang brings 810 horsepower for $49,995. LFP Lebanon Ford Performance. This is not specific to this dealership, however. This is a supercharger kit that you can get standard on 5.0s and Dark Horses. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's look at what they're doing right here. Let's see. The 5-liter V8 under the hood, we all know that will give you 480 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. They upgrade the throttle body, high flow air filters, GT500 injectors, right? And on top of all of that, a 3-liter Whipple Gen 6 supercharger, resulting in the GT500 topping output figures when using 93 octane fuel. So you'll have to use high test. You have to use the best of the best. And here's the beautiful part about it. This performance value, 2024 LFP Supercharged Mustang GT, costs just $6,500 more than MSRP of the stock car. And you have the peace of mind of knowing that you have a 3-year, 36,000 mile powertrain warranty on top of that. That's not the only dealership that's doing that. Another dealership that's doing that. So it's specific dealerships, but I mean, it's coming from Ford. Another dealership that's doing that is Long MacArthur dealership. That's Long MacArthur dealership, which is Long MacArthur Ford. I have no idea where this is located. 785. What area code is that? I'm not sure off the top of my head. But they're offering the same package there. So not every Ford dealership is going to offer this package. The same way that not every Dodge dealership is considered a power broker. But this is something that you can literally... Oh, Kansas. So I'm assuming this is Kansas. K-State, proud of our supporter of K-State athletics. So I'm assuming this is Kansas, right? So similar to, you know, Dodge, and the fact that not every dealership is considered a power broker, and you can't go to just any Dodge dealership and get, you know, the stage kits, the direct connection stage kits. Only certain dealerships are going to be offering this package, but the fact that you can get this is what I'm talking about. Like, disregard what dealership is offering it, because 9 times out of 10, whatever state that you're in, you're going to find a Ford dealership in your state or in a surrounding state that's offering this kit. But guys, the fact that they're offering this kit is wild. The only downside, and it's not even a downside, but we're talking about the base model Ford Mustang. So to my understanding, if you were to option it out, get the leather seats, get the, you know, the rims package and the colors and the stripes and all that shit, it's not going to be under 40. It's not going to be under 50,000. You know, it's going to be a little bit over, but that's still just $6,500 more than what you're already paying. So if you go and get a Ford Mustang GT and you option it out to the teeth, and let's say it comes out to 50,000 right on the dot, or 55,000, and then you put the supercharger kit on top of it, you're going to be paying right at about 61. You know what I'm saying? But if you go in for a strictly base Mustang, right? But it won't be affordable as the 300A based promotional setup. So it has to be a base Mustang. Like you can look at this Mustang right here. It doesn't even have a spoiler on there, or no, I don't think it has a spoiler. It doesn't even have a spoiler. So we're talking about a base Mustang with $6,500 worth of power on top of it, which will take you from 480 or 500 if you're driving a dark horse to 6,500. I'm sorry, to 8,810 horsepower. Forgive me. If you want an automatic gearbox or more interested in the track focused dark horse, the package will run you $12,000. So if you want the dark horse as opposed to the base model GT, it's going to run you an additional, I guess, 5,000 and change on top of that. 5,500, I think, on top of that. But if you just want a base model GT50 and you want to keep things as basic as possible, as straightforward as possible, you can do that for under $50,000. Let's click on this little YouTube video. Yeah, so basically the same thing that I just said there. Lebanon Ford Performance, 810 horsepower out of a Mustang 5.0. And I'm assuming if you're going to do the dark horse, it'll probably be a little more horsepower than that, because the dark horse is right at 500 if I'm not mistaken, and the GTs is right at 480, 490, a little less than the Scatpacks, actually 480 if I'm not mistaken. But the fact that you can do this is wild, because let's, juxtapose this to direct connection, right? Which I have experience with myself personally. My Hellcat was stock 717. With the direct connection pre-stage and stage 1, it has gone from 717 on paper to 757. But once we dynoed, it actually dynoed to 789, 790. So basically, a small red eye or a first generation red eye. But that kit ran me $5,000 for that kit, or a little under 5,000 if I'm not mistaken, with the pre-stage and the stage 1. Let's say 3,800, 4,000 if I'm not mistaken for that kit, if I'm not mistaken from what I remember. And of course for the red eye, it will take you from 797 from first generation to 887 or 888. And that's with the pre-stage, the stage 1, and I believe stage 2 they're offering for the red eye. They got stage 3 for the red eye too, I believe, coming out. But I'm saying all that to say, you're paying $4,000 to $5,000 for these stage kits from Dodge just for 50 to 100 horsepower. And Ford is offering a $6,500 3-liter supercharger kit that will take a 480 horsepower muscle car to 810. That's going to give you an additional, 300 plus horsepower for $6,500. Talk about bang for buck. And if you go out there and you get you a brand new 2024 Mustang and you say to them, hey, listen, I want the supercharger kit on top of that, you're getting a GT50 Mustang under $50,000 on paper, because you and I both know fees, taxes, dealer markup, so on and so forth. But on paper, you're getting an 810 horsepower muscle car under $50,000, which is unheard of. And it's factory backed, installed, and warranted by Ford. I can't argue with Ford right now. Ford is looking real good right now, like real good. And even if you were to go to the Ford dealership and say, listen, I want a fully optioned out GT50, right? I want the leather seats, I want the sunroof, I want the navigation, I want the big rims, I want the big tires, I want the big brakes that says Ford or whatever you guys put on Fords, I don't know. I want the stripes, I want the whole nine. And they say, okay, listen, well, that's going to run you, let's say $60,000. And then you say, okay, cool, I want that, and then I want the kit on top of it. For $6,500, you now have an 810 horsepower muscle car that's optioned out however you choose, with all of your specifications and accoutrements and all the stuff that you've ever wanted. You've got an 810 horsepower muscle car for $65,000. Did I say that right? 65,000? 65,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. right? Because I said that if you option it out, it'll be 60, and then a $6,500 Whipple kit on top of that, $65,000. That's still $20,000 less than what people are paying for Hellcats, $30,000 for Hellcat Red Eyes. You know what I mean? But it's interesting because, well, it's not really interesting because even though you're getting this kit, it's still not a GT500. Like, it may have just as much, if not more power than a GT500 or a Shelby Super Snake, but it's still not body-wise a GT500. It doesn't have the front end kit, the side skirts, the rear end. It doesn't have the, regardless of the power, it's still not a GT500 or a Super Snake. So if you want to kind of, I don't want to say cheap out, but if you want to go kind of the more affordable route, you can take a 5.0 and give it the kind of power that a 500 would have, close to a Super Snake, but it's still not a 500 or a Super Snake. But either way, still a whole lot of damn power for less than $50,000. Now here's the official, let me make sure I'm still recording. Here is the official, this is the specs of the kit. So to my understanding, if you already have a Ford Mustang and you want to throw a kit on top of it that you've already purchased and you want to come back and throw it on there, it'll be $10,000. But if you buy it all in one, it's $6,500 on top of however much your Ford Mustang costs. So they're going to be putting a Gen 6 3-liter Whipple Supercharger, because to my understanding, Ford and Whipple now have some sort of agreement, some sort of deal, right? Some sort of program that they're working on together, where, you know, they want you to get those Whipple Superchargers at the time that you buy your brand new 2024. So, you know, that's kind of incentive for both companies. You know what I'm saying? Get you a Ford Mustang with the Whipple on top of it. You don't see too many Hellcats and Scatpacks with Whipples. Well, I'm not going to say a lot, but I've seen some. I've seen some Scatpacks with Whipples on top, but I feel like I see more Fords with Whipples. And then obviously Hellcats already have their standard supercharger. And for most people, if you have a Hellcat, you'll just get a Red Eye supercharger. Or if you got a Red Eye, you'll just get a Demon. Or if you got a Demon, you'll just get a Demon 170 supercharger. Like, you wouldn't switch teams and just go get a Whipple. But here's what the Ford Performance Kit includes. Gen 6 3-liter Whipple supercharger. Whipple exclusive inverted twin screw design. 92 millimeter throttle body, colder spark plugs, GT500 port fuel injectors, Ford Performance exclusive calibration. So there's your tune. Tomahawk, blah, 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 blah. Ford exclusive 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty when installed by a Ford dealer or an ASE certified technician. So as long as it's installed by Ford, you're getting that warranty on top of it. Which, why wouldn't you have it installed by Ford if that's where you're going to buy it from? And mind you, this is the official Ford Performance website. This is not Whipple.com. This is not, you know, Cars.com or Whipple Supercharger Ford Mustangs.com. This is the official Ford Performance website. Like, they're offering these kits by Ford. You know what I'm saying? Ford is looking good. I just got to keep it real with you here. Let me go ahead and stop it. Ford is looking real good right now. You know, if you guys are on the fence and you want something new, and obviously you don't want a damn inline 6 Hurricane or an electric, you know, powered by Apple Dodge Charger going into 2025, Ford is looking real good right now. I got to be honest with you. The fact that they are allowing you, like, this should be a crime, 810 horsepower for $49,995. Now, like I said, not every dealership is going to have this deal. You're going to have to go to specific dealerships to get it. But the fact that you can buy it, like the fact that this is even entertained, that this is even a possibility, is wild. 200 and, I mean, you know what I'm saying? 810 horsepower for $49,995. Now, of course, that's the base of the base of the base model. We're talking cloth seats, no sunroof, probably small screen. You know what I'm saying? Barely says Ford Mustang. It doesn't even say Ford Mustang. It's just got the emblem of the pony in there because they wanted to cut costs on that. But under the hood of your car, you would have an 810 horsepower monster, a sleeper. And you could put that GT 5.0 on the back of your car and have people thinking that you're barely putting down 500. Little do they know, you got a 3-liter supercharger under the hood of your car. And you're out there smoking Hellcats and obviously Scats, Trackhawks, demons potentially because it's a lighter car than a demon. I mean, talk to me, guys. How do you feel about this? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking through this and I don't see any catches. The only catch that I saw, like I said, is it has to be a base model. If you want to get it under that 50,000 and that's your goal, it has to be base model. Like the car that they're even showing here doesn't even have a spoiler. It's got the basic suspension. You can tell because it's kind of lifted. So it's not even like a performance suspension. So it has to be a base model GT. And then they're going to tack on the $6,500 Whipple Supercharger Kit on top of it. But I mean, for $6,500 and you're getting 300 plus horsepower. Meanwhile, Dodge is charging, south of $5,000 to get you 100 horsepower. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me, man. But I mean, talk to me. Ford is quietly taking over the American muscle car segment. They are, doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on the V8, and they're just making them bigger. They're literally taking pages out of Dodge's book and saying, this is exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to continue to do that when you're no longer doing it yourself. Ford Mustang, y'all. Talk to me. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy Knockout 360, man. How do you feel about it? Peace. Or is it time to jump ship? Is it time to trade in those scats and cats and get you a pony? I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be mad at you. I saw a dark horse the other day, and I mean, I'll just put it to you like this. I wouldn't be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Those are some beautiful cars. Peace.